What's going on, y'all? This is Francisco with Covenant Dispatch LLC, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if this is your first time here to the channel, please just hit that like button. If you watched any of our previous content and you like the content that we put out, hit that subscribe button, and then lastly hit that notification bell to stay alerted for future videos that we put out there. So if you saw the title already, and of course the thumbnail, I wanted to just give you guys a quick strategy on how you can actually leverage a box truck company, right, so to speak, without actually having a truck, right? And some of you guys are going to be like shocked actually, because it's something that goes over most of our heads. But it was an idea that I actually got from an individual that shared with me. And so I was like, all right, cool. I actually want to share that on my channel. And so for you guys to have the same information. So anyways, I'm going to jump right into that video and show you guys on a screen share. But before I do that, we also, as you can see, if you've watched any of our other content, we talk about independent freight dispatching, how to start a company, how to get it rolling, how to get it running, and how to structure it, right? And we have a course, an independent freight dispatcher course. We've sold hundreds of courses, and people have been blessed by it and have been able to start their own companies as well. We get a lot of good reviews for our courses. The link for it is right in the description under this video. And the same thing for our box truck course, which we just released November 29th. The link for that will be in the description under this video. And so again, we just released that November 29th. Most of the content and the information you see us put out on our channel, we go into greater detail, of course, in these courses, and then we make them cost effective on purpose, because of course you see a lot of these guys making courses and they're charging thousands of dollars, which I just think is insane. So we've made our courses cost effective for anybody to be able to, for the most part, to be able to afford them and to be able to learn how to get into the trucking industry in relation to independent freight dispatching and box trucking. So again, we're going to switch from this video. I'm going to go right into a screen share and show you guys kind of what I mean by starting or operating a trucking company, especially for those of us who might not have as much capital to start in it, because it is pretty expensive depending on some of the things that you need to get started in a way. So of course, this strategy I'm going to show you guys is a way that you can do it without actually having the box truck in your possession. So let's just jump right into the video. All right, so let me actually make this screen a little bit bigger and show you guys what I mean. So like I mentioned a little bit earlier, how can you start a trucking company, I should say a box trucking company, without actually having a box truck? Now, most of you guys think I'm going to go a certain way, whether it be leasing on owner operators that already have trucks, or somewhere along the lines of that. But I'm actually going to show you guys something a little bit different. So let's just say, for example, you want to start a box truck company, but you don't want to rent, you don't want to lease, and if you don't have the capital to go purchase or finance. What you can actually do is leverage either a rental company such as like Penske, Ryder, Enterprise, right? Without actually going. So what most people do is they start their box trucking business and they rent the truck, right? And then they go look for work. And sometimes, especially on the load board, and that's one of the things I didn't even mention in the beginning of this video, but this is going to be without a load board, right? So most videos you see guys show you, how to get a certain amount of revenue or a good amount of revenue, but it's mainly limited by the load board. So this is actually a way, of course, that's going to require a little bit more marketing, but you don't need the load board. Load boards, especially with the way rates are going right now in the spot market, are not too great, especially if you're just beginning as a box truck owner, especially also if you're non-CDL. So anyways, here's just a practical example, and I wanted to just give you guys a visual, which is why I shared my screen so you guys can see. So let's just say, for example, I already typed it in earlier because I wanted to get it ready to show you guys. Let's just say, for example, you want to start a box truck business, but you don't want to be relying on the load boards, right? Because of course, brokers are going to require that you have an MC number, that you're active, that you have your commercial auto liability, but you want to get your feet wet, you want to learn, but you want to do it with little to no cost, right? So this is how you would do it, right? You would leverage one of these companies. Now I'm going to use U-Haul as an example because they're a great company to start with, and their pricing is a little bit better and more affordable and cost effective than other companies like Ryder, Enterprise, and Penske and companies like that, right? So let's say you utilize U-Haul. Now let's say you want to offer moving services. Guys, you can have a box truck and still offer moving services, junk removal, some of the things we talk about in the course. You don't have to be relying just on the load board, right? So let's just say you want to offer moving services. Well, now you're going to have to use different strategies of marketing. I'm going to give you 3 quick practical ones. Number 1, Facebook marketplace. So actually, let me sign in. I haven't signed into my Facebook in a little bit, but let me sign in real quick and just show you guys exactly what I mean by that and what it looks like. So Facebook marketplace is like a hub that's become popular over the past few years, where people post things that they're trying to sell and things like that. Let me click on there. Now, typically Facebook Marketplace frowns upon utilizing their platform to offer services, but of course there's ways around it, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So there it is, Marketplace. Let's just say I live in a particular area and I'm looking for moving services, right? So let's say, right, I already have it here. Let's say I'm looking for moving services. You'll get people on here that are smart, right? They'll put a certain amount as if they're selling a product, but what they're really doing is selling their services. And you'll be surprised how many sales you can actually get from this. Side note, my uncle started a fencing company, and most of his work that he got when he initially got started was from the marketplace. So this is a great way to start, of course, because you have to market yourself, right? You're not relying on the load board. So marketplace is a great way. Another website or platform, I should say, which most of you guys should at least have heard of it at one point or another, is Craigslist. Craigslist is another hub that you can use. You can come on here. I believe they do charge you now to make a post, but you make a post, you say, that you offer moving services, hauling, whatever the case may be, and you go on there and utilize that. Another one that most of you guys maybe not have heard of, and I talked about it in one of my recent videos, is Thumbtack. Thumbtack's a great platform as well that connects people looking for services to people who offer services. So if you're looking for work, you would go to hire a pro. If you're looking to get started, to get your company set up with Thumbtack, you will go to get started. All right, so let me back up to the very beginning and show you guys what I mean. Let's say, for example, you offer services utilizing either Marketplace, Craigslist, or Thumbtack. And those are just 3. There's plenty other ones that you can do due diligence on and look into, right? And some of which we also talk about in the course. Let's say you use one of those, platforms, and someone contacts you and they want a job done. Now, let's say, for example, you live in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I have that there because that's my hometown. Let's just say, for example, today is December 28th, right? But let's just say, now most times when people are contacting you for your moving services, usually they don't need you that same day. So you have a grace period. Usually they're going to contact you to want to do a job within 3 to 7 days from the time that they call you, right? Typically. So, it's not like you need it right at the moment. So let's say they contact you on a Friday. So a Friday would have been the 27th, right? Which is, no, wait a minute. Oh, that's January. What am I doing? Let's back up into December. Let's say they contact you on the 30th, right? Now, on the 30th of December, is a Friday. So they contact you on a Friday and they're looking for you to do a job. Now, because especially it's the holidays and things like that, they're most likely going to, let's say, want you to do it around, let's say the 2nd, right? So from the 28th to the 2nd, you got 1, 2, 3, then you got 1, 2, wait a minute. Yeah. You got, oh my goodness, I'm getting myself confused. So they contact you on Friday. That's the 30th. So you got 1, 2, 3 days, right? So that's 3 days in advance. So they want you to move them, let's say, on the 2nd. So they contact you on the 30th and they want you to move them January 2nd, right? I'm just giving you guys a scenario. So what you would do is you come in here, you click the 2nd, right? And you put the location that the job's going to be done at, of course. Now, usually you're going to want to market your services wherever you live at, and you go and get rates for particular, whatever you need. Now, of course, you're going to want to go based upon whatever the job calls for. So you quote them out on the job. Okay, what is it? How many bedrooms? Yada, yada, right? Once they give you all that information, you then decide, okay, what kind of truck do I need? Now, let's just say, for example, it's a decent job. You need a 15-foot truck, right? So you come here, as you can see, U-Haul is charging $29.95 and 79 cents a mile. So this is what you do. You would select that, right, for the day that you need it. And then, of course, I'm not going to continue because I don't actually need it, but it shows me availability, right? So they have one available at this particular location. I would click continue, and of course I would reserve that truck. Now that's $29 for that day, 79 cents a mile. You drop it off the next day, you're good to go, right? So this is how you would do it. You would charge your the client, usually, because everybody's going to be different, but let me just give you a practical way in how you can charge. You charge your client $45 an hour per each person it takes to do the job. So let's just say it's a one-man job, like they just want you to help and just drop off the pick, load up the truck, and you drive and drop it off. Well, you could charge $45 an hour, right? Just for you. Some people, of course, are going to say, oh man, you could charge way more. But if you're just starting, it's not a bad way to start off, right? So let's say it's a two-man job. You go ahead and get another person. Well, then you might charge $90 to $100 an hour, or just following that blueprint, right? So after you charge them the per hour, you're going to want to charge per worker, per hour, of course, per laborer. And then you're going to give them an upcharge based upon the $29 it took you to rent that truck for the day, and the 79 cents per mile, depending upon how much miles it is. So let's say it's like 50 miles away. You might go and charge them, like, say 99 cents per mile, so that you're pocketing 20 cents per each mile, but they're still covering the fee for you renting that truck. Now this gives you the leeway and the leverage to start a company without actually owning the truck, right? And so of course you're not going to want to tell them, hey, I just rented a U-Haul, here's the pricing, I'm going to charge you for that. No, you just put loading fee, or surcharge fee for labor, or whatever. Just you come up with something crafty and you put that on the invoice, and there you go. They basically purchased your truck, and 9 times out of 10 they're not even going to care anyways, because they're just looking to get their stuff moved. Now that's just moving. There's junk haul removal and a bunch of different things, right? But that's just a practical way. Now most of you might be wondering, well, what if there's no truck available? This is why I say you go based upon the ability. So if a customer contacts you, you're not on thin ice. You don't have to haul that, do that job that same day. And if they ask you, we need it done today, you just say, okay, well, let me get back to you in about 10 minutes. Go and see if there's availability. Of course, if there's not, you can't do nothing. But for the time that there is availability, you're able to do work. And this does not require that you need a load board. It doesn't require that you need an MC number. It does not require anything. In fact, U-Haul already has DOTs assigned to all of their trucks. They have all the US DOT mandated items, such as fire extinguisher, triangles, and all that good stuff. So you don't have to worry about any of that. And then of course, once you scale your business up, then you can purchase your own trucks, lease your own trucks, or however you want to do it. So anyways, guys, I hope this video helped you out in some kind of way. If you know anybody else that it might help out, shoot the video over to them. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And once again, the link for our courses, whether it be an independent freight dispatcher or box truck, is in the description under this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.